It's another mod day in Farming Simulator, and today we got 33 mods to take a look at for FS25. All platforms got 27 new and 1 update. If PC Mac players got 4 new and 1 update as well. Timestamps are linked below. Let's jump right in. Starting off today, new ones for all platforms. We have the Kinze 4095 Multi-Fruit Planter Pack from Chris S. and Riley S. This pack includes 2 planters as well as a roller and a mulcher. These are invisible and they hook up to your tractors or the seeder. We'll show that off. Planter. So with the 2 versions, you're going to see that one of them has some unrealistic capacities, up to 225,000 liter capacity. Even though it doesn't say unrealistic, the thing that makes it unrealistic is the fact that this one also does these additional crops at the top. You can take these and make them pretty wild or make them not so wild. At the end of the day, this is basically the Colossus Planter Pack, but not Colossus. Same modders though. With them, you've got some rear light designs. If you want to change those up, you can add the triangle, yes or no. And we do have multiple different beacon light options on top. I like the green one, so we go there. Branding is pretty cool. So it starts with a Kinze, but you could go Lizard, Case IH, Challenger, Kloss, Duevelsdorf. There's also Fent on there as well. JCB, John Deere, Kubota, Massey Ferguson, McCormick, New Holland, Stilla, Valtra, and Versatile. You can also debrand it, which is very cool. Rear hitch, you can add this. You can go with a high hitch or a low hitch or no hitch. If you want to put the roller on the back of it, definitely go with one of those. I like the low hitch for that option. Then we have capacity. So we start with standard. Then we go with seeds only standard. So it takes away the fertilizer. I like not using fertilizer on my seeders, so this is perfect for me. You've also got a 50,000 liters of seed, 25 of fertilizer, solid fertilizer. I think solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. I'm the idiot there. Moving forward, you also have seed only unrealistic. That's 100,000 liters of seed. I don't think there's very many maps, if any, where you're going to need that much seed. Or you could do 150,000 liters of seed and 75,000 liters of fertilizer. So a lot going on there. And then we have a couple different color options. Ooh, there are more than I remember. So you got main color, one for the tank. You've also got the design color, steps, and a lot more designs, inner rims and outer rims, as well as another tank color. Ooh. So there's so much going on, it's not even funny. It is a direct drill, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you go up here to the unrealistic one, you can also go with unrealistic working width. So we have a standard set, we have the 25 meters, 30, 40, and 50 meters. Yes, that is a 50 meter planter. Or cedar, really. It does everything, so it doesn't really matter what you call it, I think, at this point. You can also go with the unrealistic crop guidelines, so you can do red, green, blue, yellow, or none. Standard, I believe, is like a gray. So, you've got all of that, in addition to the invisible roller. Now, the roller's pretty sweet. You can attach this to the back of your tractor, or you can attach it to the back of your planter. I guess you could attach it to the front of the stuff as well, but why? This also has unrealistic working widths all the way up to 50 meters, so everything matches the planter itself. So behind the planter, you can hook this up and you can roll right behind it. Heads up though, with the roller, the workers really don't like it too much, so you can use it with a worker by itself, or you can put it behind your planter and do it all yourself. So there's that. It does have the unrealistic crop guidelines, so at least you know where it's at. Same thing with the mulcher setup here as well. Put this on the front of your tractor when you're running stuff. So you can actually put this on the front of your tractor, I guess, or the back if you're running it, everything. But you have the thing that says tractor side on there. So there you go. That's going to show you exactly where to go with that. You can also add some extra weight to this, up to 2,000 kgs, using it as an invisible front weight. I've already got, again, a full video showing this thing off, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it already. It is a great video and shows you all the little details that you need to know. I don't know, it's like a 10-15 minute long video, and well, this one can't be that long. So we've got our mulcher here. So we're going to go with that tractor side. So that means that this needs to be the part that hooks up. There we go. And it just disappears. Now we'll tell you, it's still there. It is a box on the very front, but it's invisible. So that's pretty cool. Then we'll pull forward and we'll hook up our roller to the very back. And it's going to do the exact same thing. It is just going to disappear. I'll mention again, you do not need to use the mulcher or the roller with this planter. You could just use them individually by themselves and have a super unrealistic bit there. But you can't attach anything else. Would be nice to have a visual option, but you know what? whatever. It's all good, man. It is all good indeed. So there you go. Let's see. Let's unfold there where you can see our blue unrealistic working lines with the front. And then we can unfold the back. I've got my yellow on the roller. Goodness gracious, that is 50 meters. Ooh, yeah. But of course, at the end of that, it's a cedar planter combo with all of the crops. So rock and roll. Also, if you're planting regular rice, don't flood the field first. I know the game wants you to. You don't have to with this planter. Don't flood the field first. Just plant your regular rice and then flood your field. You're welcome. This next one's pretty cool. This is the Lizard 350 EXCF from Agritono. Real quick, if you guys are on PC and you downloaded the Use Up Your Tires mod today, the tires were just not here on this bike. So I've gone out and I've deleted the Use Up Your Tires because if it's, well, using them up so fast that they're not there on the mod, I'm not going to download it. So we'll talk about that mod at the end of the video. With this one, we have multiple different options. We start with 88 horsepower, manual transmission, 9 liters of fuel, goes 90 miles an hour. It's pretty quick. As far as your wheel setups, we've got different rims and we have different tires. So we have some off-road and we have some on-road tires. As far as your exhaust, we have a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. Fairing, you've got the plastic fin and the colored fin. Exhaust tips and mufflers, a couple different things through there. That's nice. Ooh, I like the brass. That looks pretty sweet. You've also got the front headlight, which can be changed up. There's even one that's got like this orange bit right above the LED light. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Handguards, of course, could be added. Dashboard, we've got a few things there which could be added, change, remove, whatever you want. Turn signals on the back. There you go. That's really going to make it road legal here. Stickers, we have multiple different sets of stickers. There's plenty of really cool stuff through there. Numbers 1 through 9. Radiators, even that in there. You've got those. And the colors for front fairing, bike frame, rear fairing, seat, tank, stickers, grip, and rim. Let's start her up and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. So it looks like it's got the wheelie set, but I have never been able to get that to work. I don't know how it works, but I do have a wheelie mod that's PC only, which always works. So I'm just going to use that. There you go. Yeah, pretty sweet. There's really nothing else that you could do with it. We do have a stand, though, like a jack stand. So when you bring that down, very cool. Looking good. What happens if you don't have that? Oh, it's got a kickstand as well. Well, that is pretty darn cool. Next, we have the Lizard NTG South America. This thing has just as many options as the Volvo that I showed off yesterday. Goodness gracious. 2 different modders, though. With this guy right here, there's also a Scania version available. However, that's PC only, and it's got the same option. So we're only going to be showing customization on one of them. As far as this one goes, you have pretty much everything that we would expect. We have a 4x2, then we have a 6x2, 6x4, 8x2 and 8x4 options. There's a bunch going on there. Engine options for 420, nice, all the way up to 1200 horsepower. Yay! Wheel brands are pictures, not brands themselves, but we do have a nice Michelin set. Some black tires with Michelin, and then back to a gray. Now that's kind of like that black, so we're going up with that and the white walls. Nice, or white lettering, rather. It is interesting. You have Lizard on the front and Michelin on the back there. Just noticed that. Wheel setups here as well. We could change these up. However, it's only going to add a reducer hub in the back, so that's it. Cabin, we have like 4 of these, I think. So you have the R, medium, and low, and then the S, low, and high, or medium and high. There you go. So low and high for each one. Pretty big difference, I think, there between the two. So let's go with the big boy. As far as your aero splitter, this is really just a yes or no. So it's just yes or no. Cabin protections, this is around towards the side here. We could change up the little area around our fuel. So you can do that if you wanted to. Then we have mud guards. We have the plastic set that's on the back. You can do an open plastic fender 2, which will not be visible on the 4x2, just a heads up. The option's still there, but it ain't gonna do nothing. So just be ready for it. It's not gonna do anything, so you have to have at least 2 rear axles in order for that to be there. Then we have the grille styles. You got a gray one, black one, chrome, painted as well. That's cool. Cabin headlights, you can change up a few of the headlight options there, so we can add more. Horns, yep. Exhaust options, we have a couple different sets for those as well. Like that. I like that a whole lot. Was that painted? Oh, that's a triple. Yeah, we're going with that one. Original sun visor. Oh, yeah, put it on there. Painted headlights. Gimme, gimme, gimme. You can see right there that black trim goes away. Sunroof. Yep, we're living in style, baby. And the wheel designs, there are a bunch on here. So you can change up just the rears, all of them, and then back to it again. Logo color, this would be round towards the front on the nose. You could do a jet black, a chrome set, painted set, and back to a standard. Digital signage, this is pretty cool. So we saw this at the truck yesterday. We've seen this on a couple mods at this point already. So I don't know, I think it's pretty sweet. You don't see anything like this here in the States, but this is a South American truck. A lot of South American mods, kind of taking over farm sim a little bit. I dig it. Comb on the turbine. This seems to be the only one that I can't see what in the world it is doing. Maybe there's just something under the cab that I can't see. I don't know. I'm going to put it on a yes. Bumpers, we've got a small, medium, large. We also have an XL, and then which is the wide, and then we have an off-road set, which looks so good. Hydraulic tank. You've got that, yes or no, to be added along towards the back. Cabin decals. These are on the side. You got a Lizard Super, the Blue Fun. Then you've got the Road Heroes, 65 years or nada. Mud flaps spinning back around towards the back again. A standard and large mud flap, pretty standard there. Clear clear glass or dark glass. Most gas is clear, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe there's a scientist in here to tell me. Cabin decals. You can add a super logo on there. You've got a front grille set as well with that super logo. That's pretty cool. Hang on, I got to take that glass and make that clear again. Radio antennas. So you've got one on the front sides and then adds towards the back and then all. So that's pretty cool. Although the ones on the back, oh, there they are. So I did a lot of testing with this beforehand with the the two axle and the short version. So the short version, the antennas are actually going to kick out the back a little bit. So just be ready for that. And then we have colors for the main, side fenders, rear fenders, front grille, interior color, and rims. A lot of stuff going on. So now let's jump in and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Good sound on it, and we have not one, not two, but 4 control groups with this. The front control group is going to do the front axle up and down. So we have kneeling, very nice, and we can even click the button to lift our axle. That's going to lift our auxiliary axle. However, it still turns whenever we are about. So it's always going to be working. We're going to drop that back down. Boom, just like so. Now, with that, we can also take a look and see that there's nothing else in Control Group 1. So let's go over to Control Group 2. And this is going to do the seat. It goes forwards and backwards and up and down. Dude looks like he's doing some calisthenics in there. I love it. I think it's super funny. And then we've also got controls for the steering wheel, which, to be fair, go through his knees. But you know what? It is what it is. I've been driving a lot on my racing setup here at the house, and I get it. Moving on to control group number 3, we've got something really neat. Oh, it's not doing it. Hang on. Here we go. It's got sound to it. That's great. We've also got one on the other side. And the sound actually comes from over there. That's super cool. And then we've got one more, and it's the spoiler. And we can actually, let's see if I can find the button for it. There we go. It's opening up the spoiler on the side. Look at that. Not only that, but it's got animations for collecting and putting away the little rotator for it. That's so cool. There's a lot of really neat stuff going on with this truck. So if you're looking for something new to use, something that's pretty exciting, and it's got a lot of horsepower, goodness, you probably drift this thing if you tried hard enough. Yeah, rock on, baby. Let's go. Next, let's talk about forklifts. We have 2 forklift mods today. The first one is the Lizard LZ45 from Pascal Counts. This one's got some nice customization, but that's not its party piece. You've got a configuration to throw on the trailer hitch if you would like. We also have without blue safety light and with the blue safety light. We'll put on the blue safety light because it's me. And then we have the main color and rim color. So check this out. As with every forklift, we've got up and down and, well, that. But check this out. Ka-chow! Yeah, it splits up into pairs. So you can actually run 2 pallets side by side with this. How cool is that? And it goes up pretty darn high. I love that. Oh yeah, the blue safety light comes on when you back up. The other forklift mod today is the Jungheinrich EFG S50 Pack from HR Force. This actually has 4 models in it, and as far as I can tell, the only difference is going to be what they have on the front. So you have a short fork, middle fork, long fork, and then the telefork. So we'll just show customization on one since they're all the same. Wheel setup, so we've got a black set. You could do beige, gray, and then back in again. Pallet and bell detection, which they say makes handling bells and pallets easier, so that's nice. Windows, you have a standard set, and tinted 1 and 2. You could add a cover to the back wheels, that's kind of nice. Front guard, you can add that on there, might make taller pallets a little bit easier. Reversing warning device, you got a beacon light, couple different sets for those, as well as a blue light and a red light, so that's kind of nice to see. And then we have the main design and rim colors. I'll be honest with you, I kind of like the telefork ones the best because they extendo, cuz. Hey, love it. You've also got a door that opens up, so that's pretty nice. Opens all the way if you wanted to open it up and leave it open. Otherwise, well, everything else is pretty standard. All this normal stuff that you would expect. Next on our list today is the JENZ HEM 922 DQ Cobra Hybrid from HR Force. Now, we have one of these in the base game, yes, but all we can do is change up the rim color. This adds a lot of stuff, including adjusting the driving physics, the claw collision has been replaced, and the cameras have been revised, as well as the lighting, and much, much more, including all of this customization. There's so much stuff. So we start with cabin rotation. You can manually do it, or it will automatically rotate for you. Multiple different wheel brands to choose from. Plus tires, which is nice to see. Window decals, you could throw that on there. Does it say Hack Peter? I don't know what these say, but I like that. Let's go with Hack Peter. You also have the Crusher decal, so that's around here somewhere. Down towards the back. Very nice. And then flashlights, yes or no. We also have the headlight protection. That's going to be a yes or no. Bull bar. We've also got windows, beacon light options towards the top. And then main colors, Crusher, crane, claw, bull bar, conveyor, seat, cabin, outer rim, and inner rim. Tell you what, that outer rim and inner rim stuff's really starting to get popular. This bad boy's got a pretty cool party piece. When we turn it on, first thing we need to do is pipe out. Boom, boom, just like so. Then we can click unfold. It's going to bring our support legs up. It's going to bring the Crusher down. It's going to tilt our cabin for us. And it's going to bring that crane out. All of that is automatically happening. That's a pretty wild setup right there, man. Let me tell you what. We've also got full rotations, movements. Claw does its thing. You do have a couple different control groups, including one for the crane and the pipe and the support legs. So you can control all of those too. The self-propelled wood chipper, baby. Let's go. Next is something kind of neat. This is the Lizard GecoWrap from BB Mods. Have you ever wanted to change up the color of your bell wrap? Well, you could do that with this. Now, we don't have color selectable specifically. However, you can change it up to multiple different things, and you can even set it to certain colors matching other things in the game, which is kind of nice. You could buy these in 40 rolls up to 8 at a time, or you could buy them in 20 rolls up to 8 at a time. In order to use these, you have to select your baler without any bell wrap on it, and then load this up manually. So heads up through there, that is how this is going to work. But it is very cool that I think for the first time, at least in 25, we can change up the colors of our bell wrap. So this is what I'm talking about right here. In your bell wrap category, of course, we've been able to select some other things from Ronnie Wrap as stationary. However, set it to bell wrap empty, and then load in your new GecoWrap. Got a couple smaller tools to take a look at today as well. We'll go through these pretty quickly. The Sepp Knusel F240 'Tis a mower, 40 horsepower, 2.4 meter working width at 12 miles an hour. Looking good. The Rolmako U497 Pack, another Rolmako cultivator. Goodness gracious. You got setups for lighting, support wheels, spring-loaded comb, trawl, and track eradicators, as well as the different tine setups. It's going to be 6 meter working width, and then there is a version as well here that is not trailed, but it is loaded, and then we've got similar customization. Horsch Terrano 4FX, this one's pretty nice. So this one is a cultivator. However, we can swap out for a subsoiler instead if you would like. 4 meters, 210 horsepower on here and 8 miles an hour. As far as the cultivator, a little bit different, 150 horsepower at 11 miles an hour. Yet another cultivator, the Köckerling TRIO 300M. We have setups for the roller on the back. You also have the tines and the gooseneck feet. 100 horsepower, 3 meters, 9 miles an hour. From AAA Modding, the HW80 trailer. This is a four-stroke trailer, so they are rocking and rolling, bringing a lot of their four-stroke mods back. This holds 8,000 liters. You can also bump it up to 11,000 and get some extra color options. We've also got a capacity of 14,000, 15,000, 20,000, 18,000, and then a Bale trailer. So if you go with that 11, we actually get the cover set up here, and we do get a cover and cover color number 2. So we are able to change that up. Next one's the Lizard 14 TN Auger Wagon. This one's pretty sweet. 17,000 liter capacity, 80 horsepower is required on it. It does have a rear hitch as well. So that is great news. As far as our wheel brands, we've got BKT and Michelin tire setups, decals of white and a yellow. You can also run a black under there too. That's pretty sweet. Wish we could see more of it, but it just is what it is. If you wanted to, you could change up the top, and now we can actually see the differences. Big difference there. As far as decals, well, these are going to change up the rear one, so we can change that a little bit. And then we have a few color options to go along with it. If you're in need of a login trailer, here's a smaller one for you. This is the Herculano HF. We have a couple different wheel setups, though I prefer the Vredesteins on here. And then we've got fender options too. Not something we usually get on login trailers like this. 4.9 tons. Not too shabby. I dig it, man. Also, this one's going to hold logs of 6 meters long. Why did I almost mess up saying the word logs? Doesn't start with an M. Come on, DJ, get it together. Moving on. If I remember correctly, this sprayer, or at least something similar to it, was in the base game of FS17. Is that right? I think, or 15? It was one of those old ones. This is the Caruelle Nicolas Stilla 460. I'm sure I said one of those right. Probably the Nicolas. Here you do have a narrow or standard set for the wheels. This holds 4,600 liters of liquid fertilizer or herbicide, and it is 28 meter working width at 7 miles an hour. With precision farming coming up, we need some more sprayers, so it's not a bad one to choose. Next up, we got the Rudolph Trailer Pack, and technically we already had a pack kind of like this, to be fair. That one was the Rudolph Velger DK280 RP Pack. So this one is very similar to that. However, we do have a couple different setups for openings, as you can see. Basically, you get to choose, is this going to be a bulk trailer? If it is, well, great news, you can keep going. Or is this going to be a bales and pallets trailer? If yes, well, there you go. And we open up to decide. As far as everything else, you get a cover option and some colors on that one. Then we move over to the RA trailer. Does this have an extension? Yes. Well, then you're good to go, and you're going to be using it as a bulk trailer. If not, well, that's also a bulk trailer, I guess, to be fair. There's also a bale and pallet version there, too. So, very cool. Moving on. Jumping over to the last one. This one is just like our first one, except the wheel setup is different. So pretty cool setup with these. I guess the only thing that's really different on them is the dumping. I mean, I tried to set this to the left side, but it is not opening up. That's the tipper version, by the way. And we run over here to the Bale trailer version, and we can open up the side. So if we take this, and we go unfold tipper, boop-a-doop, there you go, opens up. Open sesame. This next one might be good for starting off logging, or maybe if you need just a small little trailer that's nothing too wild and crazy. This is it. It's called Woodtrailer, man. It costs $2,000, and it has really small supports on there, so you can pretty much set up a small little, like, I don't know, one layer probably on the very bottom, and then stack up from there, make you a little pyramid of logs, and take them and dump them. You can also go no support there if you would like. You do have a couple different wheel options, but nothing wild and crazy, and a few brands too, plus colors. Here's a fun one, the Joskin 3-point hitch transport box from Black Sheep Modding. We've seen this a couple times in previous games, and good news, it is back. We could do a forestry setup for here if you would like, or just a 3,000 liter tipper. Basically, this is a trailer, but it doesn't have wheels. Think about it like that. It's kind of got all the stuff. You can raise it and lower it. You can manually open up the rear door if you would like. It's got little chains on there as well that looks super good. Look at that. They go exactly where you would expect them to. I don't know why I'm impressed with that, but that's just awesome. It's the little things, you know? You can also force dump it. Bam, just like so. And it's even got straps. Nice. Next up from A-Dub Modding in the ABP team, we have the Duevelsdorf Swing Arm Manure. 2 meter working with 13 miles an hour, 40 horsepower for it. It's basically a bush hog. I love that. I know bush hogs, that's home brand, but in my neck of the woods, that's what we call it. All skid steers where I'm from are called bobcats, so it just is what it is. So there you go. Mower. Love it. We've seen the 1, we've seen the 2, and now here is the 3. Also from A-Dub Modding, the Quicke Big Bag Handler. Hooks up via front loader on there. And yeah, instead of 1 or 2, it is 3. Oop, wrong mod. Next, we have something kind of cool, and it's more than just what it appears to be. So this is the 3-point bell spikes for BB Mods, the same modder that brought us the Bells Plus as well as the AgriFlex. Now, with this one, this is their first original non-edit mod, and it was a learning project for texturing and things like that. When he decided to mess around and find a mod, he was looking for a bell spike, and there was nothing on the mod hub yet. So he made this, and he says the day he submitted it, 3 dropped on the mod hub. So rip BB Mods. There are multiple different setups there that you could choose, and we've got main color options. Was that toothpaste tractor? Did I just see a toothpaste? Bring it on, baby, let's go. Yeah. Ironically, it's also not the only one releasing today. There's a couple of them, but there's even one that's PC only. This one's the Bale Pitchfork Pack. We've got one that's got a kind of a double wide fork. There's another one, and here's the other one. And you got colors. And we have some placeables today. Not too many, though. First is the homemade chicken coop, which looks super good. Check this out. What a unique setup, man. And I love the inclusion of the opening here just for food. 10,000 liters of food, 120 chickens can be held in there. Very cool. And around towards the front's where we buy our chickens and where our eggs spawn. Our next one's the UK Indoor Sheep Barn. Very cool, very cool. So this one holds 50 head of little baby sheepies we can open up. Get in here is where we're going to buy them. So whenever you back in, it's probably the best way to do it. It's a nice little lambing barn as well, so that's pretty cool. Food goes over here, 10,000 liters of food, so just as many as before. And we've got some lights in here as well that you could turn on. Very nice. And to open and close the gate, you are going to need to go to this little guy right here. And all of your wool will spawn around here on the right. Next, we have a cow barn. This is the modern cow barn. It holds 70 head of cattle. It is from a 750 Ti modding. All the doors open. However, there's no sounds on the doors. And so it's just kind of creepily quiet. No. Ain't no nothing, so it just kind of is what it is. All the lights do turn on kind of like in a choom, 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 choom pattern. So I think it's kind of neat. Listen to this. There's no sounds on any of the doors. It's just haunting. We do have milk, so milk is, well, it doesn't say what the milk capacity is going to be. Let's see if we can get close to it. Yeah, still not quite sure. 70 animals, as we mentioned, 30,000 liters of food, 30,000 liters of straw, holds 500,000 liters of slurry. But for some reason, down at the bottom right-hand corner, I am not getting anything for milk. Although it does hold milk. I just have no idea how much. Weirdly, it's also not listed on the main page either. Super weird. We definitely got a trigger for it here, but it's not showing up as a capacity. I'll be interested to see what happens with that. Next to last, we got this guy. It is the custom production sawmill, and there are sounds with this. Thank goodness. Whew, the last one was a little bit weird and eerie. This is pretty sweet, so some of the setup should look familiar to you guys. Got a nice little setup here as well, even though it may not be functioning, it still looks very cool. In here we can make furniture, wood planks, long planks, and wood beam. So there is that. As far as your furniture, there's going to be that 10 wood in, 125 out, planks long, 500 wood chips in, yeah, and 125 planks in. We also have 4 wood, 125 planks, and 6 wood, 100 wood beam, and 60 wood chips. So if you need some planks long, there is a recipe for wood chips into planks long. Very cool. Lastly, we have the manure heap for small farms, and this is very small indeed. It is a 3,000 liter manure heap. Granted, I think we got one yesterday about this size that held 150,000. So this is a little bit more on par. It's even got a walking plank so you can jump in. Whee! That's nasty. All right, moving on. Only one update today for all platforms. We have the map Gnadenthal, the Canadian map. It's version 1.1. Heads up, a new save game is required, but for those of you that have played on it, you probably knew that already. They've added new lavender texture, added lavender oil, added placeable production points that support custom crops, updated the alfalfa and clover bell texture, updated incorrect custom crop textures, fixed the custom crops not reaching ready to harvest stage with seasons turned off, fixed the vehicle shop trigger not working, fixed alfalfa and clover having the wrong ground texture after reaching the first growth stage, fix some collectibles being inaccessible, fix teleporting inside buildings when visiting farmlands, and remove the fuel tank from placeables. Now we're over into new ones for PC and Mac players, and the first one is the Scania NTG South America from Agromods. This is exactly like the Lizard NTG South America, so we won't be going over customization or anything like that, just letting you know it exists. The next mod doesn't seem to be very happy. There we go. This one is the Motyl N031M. 'Tis a spreader, it is. Solid fertilizer and lime if you need it. It's doing it again. Great. There we go. We're back in finally. We do have a couple different setups for the stickers. So you've got an old set, and old really makes the new ones just look old. That's super cool. I love that. We do have the PTO cover down there. Rear cover, right cover, rear cover again. How are there 2 rear covers? Oh. Well, I guess that makes sense. One's a motor cover, though, so I don't know, a pulley cover. And then we have main, grain tank, interior of the tank, and metal covers colors. Remember how I said we had multiple bell spikes today? Yeah, well, here you go. This one is for a skid steer loader, though. This one does not hook up via a 3-point. It is the Skid Pro Bell Spear, and it is from A-Dub Modding. I believe there's also a Lizard version of this that's being worked on or is almost finished up, so just a heads up there if you like it, but you want for Lizard, should have something soonish. Your last new one today for PC and Mac players is called Use Up Your Tires, and this is the mod that I was actually having a conflict with the dirt bike earlier. Still, this is super cool, and I hope that it's not what's actually causing an issue, but we will have to wait and see. I'm not saying that it is, just saying I had a mod conflict. Nonetheless, they say Use Up Your Tires takes your driving experience and vehicle maintenance to another level. Did you ever wonder what happens when tires get old and used? This mod gives you the perfect chance to experience tire usage progression visually and physically and manage their replacement. Tires will end up getting used within the travel distance. By default, a tire with a diameter of 2 meters will get fully worn around 38 kilometers of travel ground distance, which is what a normal vehicle should see around 1 year in the game. Other 2 tire rating settings are low, which will last for 380 kilometers, and high, which will last for 3.8 kilometers. So you could definitely set that there. Here you can see it at 100%. Then we switch over. Come on, Mod Hub. There you go. 92%. So a very big difference, actually, between 92% and 100%. I also appreciate the next one, 69%. Nice. We needed to know. And then 0%. I think you've seen what new tires look like before. So what a cool setup. What a cool set here. Also, check that out. Notice the tractor that's dropping because its tire wear is just gone. Man, That's so cool. So as far as the functionality of this, the tire tread gets visually used and resized with travel distance. Grip reduced on loose surfaces when tires get visually used. That's awesome, and I know a lot of people are looking for something like that. Also, replacement mechanics added to the workshop screens and the ability to change the tire wear rate through the in-game settings. So use your tires, tire usage rate. Lastly, today we have an update for PC and Mac players for the mod task list. Now, this is showing as 1101. However, it's only showing a changelog for 1.1. Not quite sure what's up there, but hey, we'll take a look at it anyway. They've added tracking tasks for animal conditions, example like slurry, straw, things like that. You can now track the total food level for a husbandry. You can now track inputs and outputs for productions. Fixed non-damaging error when saving, and fixed bug when sending client state in multiplayer. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new and join the GoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos right here. Already dropped farm some news this morning, so definitely check that out if you missed it. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.